Shoshanim. You guys. Dodi liva anilo. Haroeva Shoshanim. Dodi live anilo, 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 haroeva shoshanim, dodi live anilo, haroeva shoshanim. Dodi liva anilo, haroeva shoshanim. Dodi liva anilo, haroeva shoshanim. We're Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to CBH. This is the Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. This is the official CBH. Done either every year or every 3 years, depending upon how many plagues you've had. And so this is, I don't know, the third or fourth. We've done a few online. The Ben Gaze All-Star Shabbat. So Shabbat Shalom, Ben Gaze. Who are the Ben Gaze, they ask? Well, the Ben Gaze are the softball team of Congregation Beit Chaverim. It is an apt and pithy name. Come up by someone, I'm not sure. I don't know that it was Blanche. I think it was an organic name for the team. That was shot down. And
how about the fake lesbians?
Bob's second suggestion, which I think also got shot down, was the Fega lesbians.
And it should have been because there was like nothing but homos on there.
Nothing but proud men on that team. We do need a mic for Bob.
And finally we became the burning butcher.
And the final we landed on with a very hard landing on the burning bushes. So before we start with Shalom Aleichem, which is going to be on page 13 of your Sidurim, Nancy was wisely pointed out that it would be appropriate and important for us to mark the Supreme Court decision that got handed down today. And there's all kinds of swirling emotions around it. One thing we can recognize without a doubt is that the effect on people of lesser means are going to be affected in such a disproportionately large way with this decision. It seems counter to what we know, and for most of my life, the ability to make your own call for your health, your body health, and make that decision with your family and with your doctor was yours. And now it is completely up in question, and a lot of it depends on where you live. And I just want to say this, and this is a not political thing to say, please vote. Please vote. I do want to say this. It is incumbent upon us who care to not just say, let's vote. And Sarah Zaslaw, one of our members, is one of the voting poll people. She's out there doing something. I do think it's probably important for all of us to take it upon ourselves to reach out and talk to 5 people and get them to vote. And have them talk to 5 people and get them to vote. Because it is the people that don't vote that leaves us where we are. And if we all vote that could vote, we can decide things in a way that is good for many. So my encouragement is to vote in however way you do, but to encourage others to do as well. So, and let me also say this, and maybe it's me, during High Holidays 2 years ago while I was helping to lead, that was the news that RBG passed away. So it was, so don't touch me. Shalom Aleichem on page 13. Shalom Aleichem Malachi Asharet Malachi Elyon Mi Melech Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Boachem Leshalom Malachi Hashalom Malachi Elyon Mi Melech Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachi, Shalom, Malachi, Elyon, Ni Melech, Malachi, Amla, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachi, Shalom, Malachi, Elyon, Ni Melech, Malachi, Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch. So I'd like to welcome everyone we're a pretty tight crowd here tonight. For those of you who can't see at home, we have a few seats left, so if you guys want to come, there's definitely some discount seats in the front. So feel free to go up to the box office and get some. I would like to call Suzanne Schultz to come up, and she's going to light our candles. But Suzanne, before you do, come up and share with us just a quick your first season with the team and your best 6 words.
First season with the team?
Yeah.
When you allowed people with vaginas?
When you say you, do you mean me?
No, you stood up for us.
I did. And so your point is, the current iteration of the team, the Ben Gays, started playing in the Atlanta Synagogue Men's Softball League.
Yes.
And so there wasn't a lot of room.
Lots of...
The D League, yes, they were very particular.
Lots of gender discrimination going on.
There was.
But my dear friends from the Burning Butches,
Yeah.
from the Ben Gays, opened it up.
We have made a change.
After the petition.
There was a very strong petition.
Very strong petition.
It was usually at Sunday school, and there were a bunch of boos when the season
Who
got
else
announced.
was advocating? I know I was.
Yes. No, there were others.
Strong,
Marcy Auld advocated. She was a booer, which was a good boo.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was probably 5 years ago.
Well, it is better with you than without you.
And We've been going out there on very hot Sunday mornings ever since. So come on out and
Yeah,
cheer
yeah.
us on, where the average age on our team is 52, 53, and we're up against teams where the average age is 28, maybe.
So you're saying we need both physical and emotional support.
We do. I play first base. Oh, we play at Piedmont Park.
Piedmont Park, Sundays,
On the
somewhere
active
between 10
oval.
and 11, usually.
Yeah.
All right, let's
10,
light the
11.
candle, Suzanne.
All right.
Well done. So these candles and lighter are the trickiest. Oh, good. There's a pro. I mean, with the matches, you usually kind of burn yourself. We got you on Zoom, man. Not anymore. So we're going to bring in the light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'hitzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. All right, in a rekindling. Excellent. On page 41 is Lecha Dodi. We are going to do our usual, the top of the next 3 pages, and then we'll do the 2 paragraphs on page 47. Lecha Dodi lekrakala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi lekrakala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Hishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'le'tila. Hey, lecha dodi lekrakala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi lekrakala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat nechu b'necha Ki mekor ha-bracha merosh mekedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila Hey lecha dodi lekrakala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi lekrakala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri hitoreri kiva ha'oreh kumiori uri uri shir daveri kevol Adonai alaich negila. Hey lecha dodi lekrakala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi lekrakala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Yamin u'smo tifrotzi ve'et Adonai ta'aritzi Al yadish ben paretzi v'nizmecha v'nagila. Hey lecha dodi lekrakala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi lekrakala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. We rise now. Boi v'shalom ateret bala גם בשמחה ובצלה, תוך אמונה גם סגולה. בואי חלה, היי לך דודי לקראת כלה, יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. You may be seated. Alan Klein, please rise. Please welcome Alan Klein. He is the Ben Gay's manager. He, I think, is the official sixth manager of the Ben Gays. You can talk right there. Sixth manager of the Ben Gays, and very wisely, kindly, and generously took the helm when the completely slackest manager gave it up.
So yeah, it was about, I think it was about 6 years ago that Brad brought us out of the darkness of the men's synagogue softball league and got us set up with a fantastic new league with the Atlanta Sport and Social Club, who we've been playing co-ed softball with for about 6 years now, minus one, right? We missed 1 year, I think 2020, from the plague. So 5 seasons with our new league. It's been pretty fantastic. Everybody enjoys it. We finally got a pink shirt, which we've been angling for. We've gone through purple and I think 3 different shades of green to get here, but
and people ask, well, why did we end up at Piedmont Park? And I think it was mysterious. I also live 2 blocks from Piedmont Park.
Brad lives 2 blocks from.
And we used to have to drive 45 minutes, or at least from my house, up to Chattanooga.
It was a number. It was like there's one field in Johns Creek, one in Roswell, I think another in Alpharetta. We were going all over the place to get the snot knocked out of us by a bunch of grumpy old whomevers. But now we get the snot knocked out of us by a lot of young kids who are on who knows what and former professional or college baseball.
So what's
players.
going on this season, Alan?
This season, it's much of the same. We've got a very enthusiastic group. Fortunately, it's we get enough people out that we can put a team together every Sunday. It's a bit of a rotating group, but there's some good core there. It's a tough job because every week I have to send out emails to about 100 people.
There's begging, there's pleading.
There's begging, pleading, and somehow every Sunday we manage to get about 10, 12, 14 people out there. A lot of thanks to Coach Blanche because he brings us some ringers. He usually gets a star or 2 from the old professional gay softball leagues that come out and play. So thanks to that. Mr. Leathers.
Keeps growing, but the number of people on the field does not.
Right. Well, we kind of are aging quickly, and so it's some of us can only get on the field for an inning or 2, but everybody that comes out gets to play and gets an at-bat or 2 and gets out on the field. And
so far this season, no umpires wanted to hit Bob yet.
Well, the first game I think he wanted to, but fortunately our first game was actually a forfeit. The team that we were supposed to play didn't show up. Another team agreed to play us just for fun, and we do pay for this league, so it was good that we at least got a game in. And I think that umpire had a little thing, he wanted to maybe take.
He had a
Bob
thing
out.
for Bob, and not in a good way.
But we talked him out of it like we always do, and then at the end they hugged it out, and everything worked out in the end. So that was our first game, which we won. We were up. We had a 1-0 record at the time. We've had a second game since then, which we weren't as successful, but we actually did pretty well. We hit the ball after a little while. And when I say hit the ball, like we got some runs. We scored some runs. I think it was not as slaughter. I think it was like 13-9 or something like that.
Well, but going into the last inning, it was 13-2.
That's true. Right.
And so bottom of the ninth or third, whatever it is, timed game. So it's good omen for next game.
7 runs in the last inning.
And your prediction for the next?
Prediction for the next game for the other team? We do have a game this Sunday, 11 o'clock. anybody wants to come and support us, show up. It's at the Piedmont Park, like we mentioned, at the Active Oval. We're there almost every Sunday. After today, I think we have another week off for July 4th, so the next game will be July 10th. Anybody that's interested in finding out every game that we play, you're welcome to email me, and I will put you on the rotating list of emails that everybody gets and gets upset about every week.
Especially leading up to the Ben Gaze All-Star Shabbat.
Yeah. You can email me, alanmarkklein@yahoo.com. If you don't remember it, I don't know. Somebody has it. If you have Brad's email. Or
Manager Alan Klein, please give it up for him. Thank you, sir. That's it? Is there more?
Just thank you, everybody that keeps coming out to play. It's a blast. And we have a lineup for it.
Nancy Miller, can I get you to come up and open up our ark for Baruch Hu? Thank you, Alan. We're going to be on page 57, and when the ark is open, please rise, and we will say Baruch Hu. Say it again. Yeah. Do your magic. Ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da. This is mine. Baruch Hu et Adonai, Hamevorach, Hamevorach. This one's yours. Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach leolam va'ed. And this one's mine. Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach leolam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Thank you, Nancy Miller. Nancy, can you share just a little bit of your play? Or you're going to wait until... We're going to wait. She's going to save the good stuff for a little bit later. Page 63 is Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam. Nahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Lamcha ta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbeinu u'bekumeinu nasiach bechukecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו ויורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם ולילה יומם ולילה. והברכה לא תסור ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Amen. Our next Ben Gay that's going to come up and share a little bit of the season, maybe a little update, is Mark Silverman. Mark Silverman, please rise. This is sort of an aliyah. So please rise. So Mark is going to share with us an update on Jews in baseball, a rap in triple minor.
Awesome.
That play? Anyone? No? Really?
Triple minor. Well, can I give me my Ben Gaze thing first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I had from last year or 2 years ago, I had something prepared for also a Ben Gaze rap. I'll save that for another time. But I did want to say that after we went up to Timbuktu to play with the men and then back down to Piedmont, we realized that we really did need the women. And so I went through the whole rap, and it ends up the other team would walk our women to get to us men. Who could blame them? Yes, we had youthful dude talent in Logan, Caleb, and Max, but no one could touch Rebecca and Jen Staplewax. We even heard it through the Rebecca grapevine. Not much longer would you be dying on that losing vine, thanks to the ladies as our winning stars would align. So yes, the Ben Gays started piling up the wins, ironically not due to the play of the gays, but rather the lesbians. That was the end of that. But he wanted me to do Jews in baseball, so without further ado, in major, I like that.
Triple A major. Yeah.
Right?
Triple A major.
For you on Zoom, get a seat. You're going to need it.
Sit back, relax.
Jews in baseball, boy, we've made our tracks, not so much from Audrey Yalax or Rebecca Staplewax, but from our Brooklyn savior, a man named Koufax. Sandy is and will always be the man who on Yom Kippur took a stand. Starting the World Series was the Dodgers' plan, but Koufax chose religion and became a legend. And then there's Hammer and Hank, who brought game. No, not Aaron, though that's a Hebrew name. Hank Greenberg, who bashed the ball to such acclaim. This Tiger drove 331 dingers to the Hall of Fame. But the earliest Jew was one of the first pros cast. Lipman Pike in the 1870s was quite a blast. 4-time home run king, but he was also fast. Once raced a horse, and the horse came in last. And then there were 3 Moes, which is quite a lot. Mo Savransky saw only 16 games on the mound and, well, did squat. Mo Berg became a World War II spy and did not get caught. And Mo Sullivan, with his 49 home runs, 1 minor campaign, became known as the Rabbi of SWAT. Speaking of SWAT, how about this claim? On August 20th, 1938, these guys all took aim when Maury Arnovich, Phil Weintraub, and Harry Danning became the first and only 3 Jews to hit homers in the same game. And we've had quite a few good pitchers beyond Sandy Kay. Ken Holtzman won 21 games for the 1973 champion A's. Steve Stone, 25-7 in 1980, winning the Cy Young Award going away. And Jason Markey won 124, beginning with the Braves. We've had our share of catchers, the toughest position of all. Steve Yeager, in his 14 years with the Dodgers, stood tall. For 17 years, 3-time Gold Glover Brad Ausmus played ball, and 2-time All-Star for the Phillies, Mike Lieberthal. World Series winners, we've had them too. For to get to the promised land, say it with me, you need a Jew. Larry Sherry, 1959 World Series MVP in Dodger Blue. Gabe Kapler in 2004 helped the Red Sox finally break through. And Art Shamsky batted 300 for the 69 amazing Mets crew. Woo! Way to go, Bobby. Yes, hitting has been our tried and true, thanks to a man named Rod Carew. But now some of you might not think he's a Jew, but he married into the tribe, so allow me to add him to the crew. And then there was Sean Green, 328 homers over 15 years on the major scene. 4 in 1 game, quite a machine. 19 total bases that game, a record in the MLB, added a Golden Glove to his sheen. Yes, we have quite a baseball past, us ones who are chosen. AL MVP Lou Boudreau and Al Rosen. Heck, looking through my chosen deck, I became frozen when I came upon a Jew by the name of Chosen. And our past has given light to our present and future clan. Ian Kinsler and the Kevins, Euclid and Pilar add nicely to the band. Ryan Braun, the Hebrew Hammer, 344 homers for Brew Crew fans. And the 2019 AL MVP runner-up, Alex Bregman. As I wander and as I roam, allow me to bring it all home. As a nice Jewish boy leads the Braves on the pitching throne, yes, Max Fried knows the meaning of shalom. And while most Jewish mothers want a lawyer or a doc, none seem to want their sons to become a jock. Unless that jock sends 3 balls out of the park in the 2021 World Series, giving the Braves fan all a shock. Yes, Jock Peterson rocked our Jewish world while donning a string of white pearls. And there was a Druid Hills High School Jew, Ron Bloomberg, picked number 1 by the Yankees pinstripe blue. He'd become the first major league DH after 1972, to which he'd say, I've been a DH all my life, a designated Hebrew. Finally, I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out and a scream to my very own son, Josh, who for 14 years had baseball in his bloodstream. finishing in high school on the 2019 All-Georgia Private A third team. Hey, guess what, Coach Blanche? I rhymed with Yehudim. Play ball, y'all.
Mark Silverman, Silver Dog. He starts on that tomorrow for next year. You know that. So, Colin, just a little bit audible. We're going to do the Shema next on page 64, but after Micha Mocha, Bob and Mark, you guys are up. So, get on deck. So, on page 64, let's do the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושינתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשתם לעוד על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בעין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. On page 79 is Micha Mocha. It's the celebration of the Jews upon leaving Egypt, going through the Red Sea, ending up on the other side, and saying, woo, that was rough. That's your cue to come up after Micha Mocha. But page 79, Micha Mocha. Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Hora, Fele Hosei Fele, Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, leolam va'ed. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. O Baruch Ata Adonai, Baruch Ata Adonai, Baruch Ata Adonai Gal Yisrael. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. So I'd like to call up for the next Aliyah, Coach Blanche and Mark Podhorzer with a very special presentation. Yeah. Just blow into it. All right, Bobby. Bobby, take it easy. Take it easy. Don't get excited.
At my age, you get a designated runner if you ever get on base.
You know, CBH is going to have a softball team. I'm going to be the coach.
Really? I never met the guys, so you'll have to tell me the names of the people on the team. Then if I meet them, I'll know who they are.
Well, let's see. We have on the bags who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Yeah, that's what I want to find out.
I say who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Yeah, you're right. Are you the coach?
Yes,
And you don't know the players' names?
I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
Yeah, who?
The guy on first?
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
That's what I'm asking you.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes,
Well, go ahead and tell me.
that's it.
That's who?
Yes,
Look, you got a first baseman?
certainly.
Well, who's playing first?
That's right.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it.
All I'm trying to find out is the fella's name on first base.
Who?
The guy that gets
That's it.
Who gets the money?
He does, every dollar. Sometimes his wife comes and gets it.
Whose wife?
Yes. What's wrong with that?
Look, all I want to know is when you sign up the first baseman, how does he sign his name?
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy. How does he sign his name?
That's how he signs it.
Who?
Yes.
All I'm trying to find out, what's the guy's name on first base?
No, what's on second base?
Not asking you who's on second.
I'm not. No, what is on second base? Who's on first?
One base at a time.
Well, don't change the players around.
I'm not changing anything.
Take it easy, buddy.
I'm only asking you who's the guy on first base.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
So what's the guy's name on first base?
No, what's on second?
Not asking you what's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking about him.
Now, how did I get to third base?
You mentioned his name.
If I mentioned the third baseman's name, who did I say is playing third?
No, who's playing first?
What's on first?
What's on second?
I don't know.
He's on third.
Here I go, back on third base. Would you just stay on third base and don't go off of it?
All right, what do you want to know?
Who's playing third base?
Why do you insist on putting who on third base?
What am I putting on third?
No, what is on second?
You don't want who on second?
Who is on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
Look, you got an outfield?
Sure.
Okay, the left fielder's name?
Why?
I just thought I'd ask you.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Tell me, who's playing left field?
Who's playing first?
Stay out of the infield. I want to know what's the guy's name in left field.
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
Yeah. Look, the left fielder's name.
Why?
Because.
Oh, he's in center field.
Look, you got a pitcher on this team.
Sure.
The pitcher's name?
Tomorrow.
You don't want to tell me today?
I'm telling you now.
Then go ahead.
Tomorrow.
What time?
What time what?
What time tomorrow are you going to tell me who's pitching?
Now listen, who is not pitching?
I'll break your arm. You say who's on first. I want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know. Third base. Have you got a catcher?
Certainly.
And the catcher's name?
Today.
Today, and tomorrow's pitching.
Now you've got it.
So what we got on the team is 2 different days. I'm a catcher too.
So they tell me.
Yeah, I get behind the plate to do some fancy catching. Tomorrow's pitching on my team, and a heavy hitter gets up. Now, the heavy hitter bunts the ball. When he bunts the ball, me being a good catcher, I'm going to throw the guy out at first. So I pick up the ball, and I throw it to who?
Now that's the first right thing you've said today.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
That's all you have to do.
Is throw the ball to first base?
Yes.
Now, who's got it?
Naturally.
Look, if I throw the ball to first base, somebody's got to get it. Who has it?
Naturally.
Who?
Naturally.
Naturally?
Naturally.
So I pick up the ball, I throw it to naturally.
No, you don't. You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's different.
That's what I said.
You're not saying
I
it.
threw the ball to
You
naturally.
throw it to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
That's what I said.
You ask me.
I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
All right, now you ask me.
You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
Same as you. Same as you. I throw the ball to who? Whoever just drops the ball, the guy runs to second. Who picks up the ball, throws it to Watt. Watt throws it to I don't know. I don't know throws it back to Tomorrow. Triple play. Another guy gets up. He hits a long ball to Because. Why? I don't know. He's on third. I don't give a damn.
What?
I said I don't give a damn.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
It never gets old. It never gets old. Gentlemen, thank you very much. No. It is that the piece is sprier and sprier every year, for sure. Please join me on page 81 for Ufros Aleinu. Yes, on page 81. And we sing. Say it again. Ufros Aleinu. Sukkot, Sukkot Shelomecha ufros aleinu sukkot, sukkot, Shelomecha, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. So for our Amidah, for our silent Amidah, tonight's not gonna be so silent. We're going to do an alternate Amidah. We have a meditation. If you would care to say the original, feel free. It's on page 90. So we're going to ask everybody to rise, to those who feel comfortable. And I'm going to ask that you kind of steady yourself. I'm going to ask you to, again, if you feel comfortable and trusting, to close your eyes. Steady yourself. We are outside on a cool summer night. Yes, it's a bit of a fantasy, I know. We're sitting on the front doorstep of a house overlooking an empty baseball field. The lights shine on the green of the freshly cut grass and the brown of the just raked infield. And we wonder, how did we get here? Ray. People will come, Ray. They'll come to Iowa for reasons they can't even fathom. They'll turn into your driveway not knowing for sure why they're doing it. They'll arrive at your door, innocent as children, longing for the past. Of course we don't mind if you look around, you'll say. It's only $5 a person. And they'll pass over the money without even thinking about it, for it's money they have and peace that they lack. And they'll walk off to the bleachers and sit in their short sleeves on a perfect afternoon. And they'll find that they've reserved seats somewhere along the baselines where they sat when they were children and cheered their heroes. And they'll watch the game, and it'll be as though they dipped themselves in magic waters. The memories will be so thick, they'll have to brush them away from their faces. People will come, Ray. The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. But baseball has marked the time. This field, this game is part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good and all that could be again. People will come, Ray. People will most definitely come. Oh, say shalom bimroma. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Oh, say shalom bimroma. Yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al Yisrael ve'al yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Hey, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, oh say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Hey, ya la 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 la. ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la la la. Please be seated. So I'd like to bring up for her Aliyah, Liza Marks, who is going to share with us her Devar Torah. Please welcome. Liza, how long have you been playing with the Bengals?
Well, the first season I think was the year before the pandemic, and then we didn't play. And then I quit because I was working Sunday mornings the year after the pandemic. So I think this is only my second season overall. Maybe, I think.
But you've also contributed a husband and a couple of children to the cause.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you've left good things behind. And continued to hold on to them. We should probably just move on.
Okay. All right. It doesn't rhyme. Before I agreed to give this Devar, I looked at the Torah portion. When I read about the Israelite spies reporting back that the people in the land are all of great size, they say, we look like grasshoppers to ourselves, and so we must have looked to them. I thought, this Devar writes itself. We are a team that is not infrequently quite outmatched. We don't practice much. We are on average older, and dare I say, less fit than many of the folks on the teams that we play. A couple of weekends ago, I put 13 to 18. I guess that wasn't right. I don't pay that much attention. But anyways, we lost. But it wasn't a blowout. I didn't think it was a blowout. And that seemed pretty good. Since for a few minutes early in the game, like you said, Brad, it looked like a blowout. To say it sometimes feels like a game of grasshoppers versus giants isn't too far off the mark. And then the learning in the portion is don't let the fear of being overcome keep you from pursuing your destiny. But what if it isn't your destiny to win? This Torah portion has two parts. In the first part, there's the story, lots of drama and excitement in the story of the spies and the fallout of their expedition into Canaan. The second half is a lot of God speaking to Moses, describing how offerings should be given, including offerings of grain. It says, when you enter the land to which I'm taking you, and you eat of the bread of the land, you shall set some aside as a gift to God. As the first yield of your baking, you shall set aside a loaf as a gift. You shall set it aside as a gift, like the gift from the threshing floor. You shall make a gift to God from the first yield of your baking throughout the ages. And it goes on. If you unwittingly fail to observe any one of the commandments that God has declared to Moses, anything that God has enjoined upon you through Moses from the day that God gave the commandment and on through the ages, if this was done unwittingly, through the inadvertence of the community leaders shall present one bull of the herd as a burnt offering, a pleasing odor to God, with its proper meal offering and libation, and one he-goat as a sin offering. The priest shall make expiation for the whole Israelite community, and they shall be forgiven, for it was an error. And for their error they have brought their offering, an offering by fire to God, and their sin offering before God. The whole Israelite community and the stranger residing among them shall be forgiven, for it happened to the entire people through error. There's also a separate procedure for sins committed through the inadvertence of the community and sins committed unwittingly by an individual. But conversely, the person who acts defiantly reviles God. That person shall be cut off from among the people. So I chose to try to look at all the different parts of the portion and put them all together. And I think if you look at all the parts together, this portion comes down very strongly in favor of being an active participant, just showing up. That making an effort counts more than your outcome or how good you look doing it. Shalach invites us to show up to the fight, even if we feel like grasshoppers. It reminds us to give up part of things we value rather than keeping it all for ourselves. And it gives us the opportunity to take on the complexities of performing mitzvot with the understanding that God themselves anticipated we would mess stuff up. Recently, I wrote this before today, but not just today. In addition to playing softball, I've been reading the news here and there, and thinking about all the challenges that we're facing. And I found this portion to be comforting in that setting as well. It does not offer to protect us from pain and fear, but it suggests a path forward in the wilderness, encouraging us to do the best that we can under adverse circumstances with integrity to ourselves and our community. In Pirkei Avot, there's a famous saying. Rabbi Tarfon said, "The day is short." I really love this. He said, "The day is short and the work is much, and the workers are lazy, and the reward is great, and the master of the house is pressing." He used to say, "It is not your responsibility to finish the work, but neither are you free to desist from it." In softball and in life, we show up with our messy, imperfect, injured, variously in shape or out of shape selves. We work as a team and we try to have a good game. And that's what matters, really, that it's a good game. There's a lot of other stuff you might get caught up on. But at the end of the day, if you played the best that you could, if you learned or taught one thing, if you showed integrity towards your values, and if you spent time with people that you love, it's a good game.
Amen. Yasher Koach. All the world is a very narrow bridge, but the most important thing is to have no fear. Kol haolam kulo geshet tzalmeu, kol haolam geshet tzal, kol haolam kulo geshet tzalmeu, kol haolam geshet tzal. כל העולם כולו גשת צר מאוד, כל העולם גשת צר, כל העולם כולו גשת צר מאוד, כל העולם גשת, והעיקר לא לפחד כלל, לא לפחד, והעיקר לא לפחד כלל, לא לפחד. כל העולם כולו גשת צר מאוד, כל העולם גשת צר, כל העולם כולו גשת צר מאוד, כל העולם גשת. והעיקר לא לפחד כלל, לא לפחד, והעיקר לא לפחד כלל, לא לפחד. כל העולם כולו גשת צר מאוד, כל העולם גשת צר, כל העולם כולו גשת צר מאוד, כל העולם הוא גשת. So for our injury report, I'd like to welcome up Mark and Nancy. Please rise for the injury report. Are you walking up like you're injured?
Yeah, no.
Are you walking up like you're injured? Oh, yes, she's injured. Okay.
I'll go first. Okay, the first rule of softball or any sport is that you're going to get injured. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's going to happen. So what you try to do is take measures that will mitigate your injuries if you happen to have one. So since I was the second oldest guy on the team, I decided that stretching would be my way of avoiding injury. So you've got your back stretches, your side stretches, your groin stretches, your hamstring stretches, your quad stretches, your calf stretches, and your Achilles tendon stretches. And you can imagine, if you do them right, they're each going to take a little bit of time. So on the days that we had our 9 a.m. games in Chattanooga, I would get up at 7 a.m. so that I could get dressed, have breakfast, drive up there, and have my stretching time. So usually I could get it all done and then get out on the field and throw the ball around and get my arms stretched out and whatever. But you would think all of that stretching would help, but no. I remember it was our last at-bat. There was a runner on first with one out, and I'm at the plate, and I hit a ground ball to short. And the last thing I want to do is hit into a double play to end the game. So guy gets it at short, flips to second, and I'm 3/4 of the way down to first, and I put it into overdrive and feel that pop in the back of the right leg. So I hopped to first on my left leg and beat the throw.
Safe.
That was all that mattered. And then I spent 3 days on the couch with an ice pack on the back of my right leg. That was, I guess, my main injury. There was a weekly Mark Silverman hamstring report. The first ball of the game would be to center field. Mark would run after it, and then it would be like, okay, did he hurt his hamstring? Did he not hurt his hamstring? And we'd wonder about that the rest of the game.
He's gazelle-like, but
Okay, yes, he is.
a sensitive gazelle.
I think the bloodiest injury we ever had that I remember was during practice at Kirkwood. Dave Abeda playing third base. These fields are not the best maintained. Ground ball to third, hits a rock, flattens his nose.
Right between the eyes.
Exactly.
It was then I vowed never to play infield.
Okay. The worst on field that I thought somebody had died was Dave Schechter playing second base. I'm at first, ground ball to my right. I go for it, don't get it. My momentum's taking me away from first base. I look up, there's no way that Blanche is covering first from the pitcher's mound. Dave gets the ball, surprisingly, and decides he's going to run to first to try to beat the runner. The two of them meet at first base simultaneously. Dave goes down in a heap on his back. I thought he was dead. He had the wind knocked out of him, but he came to life. I don't even know if he was out or
Baruch
safe.
Hashem.
Exactly. And then, not even a baseball injury or softball injury, but Blanche has given me permission to discuss this. There was, Blanche had undergone some medical issues, and
Augmentation.
he had I'll try to keep this kid-friendly.
Please.
He had a Foley catheter attached to his left leg, I'm assuming, under his uniform.
He dressed left.
And he had to play because there were two people who were late, and if they didn't show up, the team was going to forfeit. So Blanche Schwartz took the mound with accoutrements that we won't mention.
I think you just did.
And I haven't been around for the last 4 or 5 years, so I guess Nancy's got more recent injuries she can report on. But
Please, thank you, Mark. It's both well delivered and very painful. Nancy,
Yes. Well, thank you.
did you take one to the head today?
All righty. My injury.
By Nancy Miller.
When I was 7 years old, the kids in my neighborhood played sandlot baseball. Yes, baseball, not this fluffy softball stuff. The family of 10 kids around the corner with 2 sets of twins would assemble a team. When the teams were picked, yours truly, the only girl, was always drafted to play. What an arm I had, what a catch I could make, and could I hit. On weekends, I would watch Mickey Mantle, Whitey Ford, Sandy Koufax, and all the rest with my big brother on TV, baseball was my everything. My career and love of the diamond was thus memorialized and then put on hold for years to come. As a preteen and beyond, my athletic prowess was beyond the pale. I played dodgeball, basketball, golf, swam, junior tennis, and even college competitive tennis, and was an all-out femme jock. And later to become an Edie Cohen Award winner with a large measure of shameless self-promotion. Throughout my youth and even after college, I rode my bike hither and yon. That will play into the rest of the story. At the start of my working career, at my first real job with Ma Bell, I was heavily recruited, and they got me back on the diamond at nearby Blackburn Park. I was swinging for the fences, running the bases, and looking good. Can't see. Then I became a fabulous racquetball player and occasional tennis player. So you see, I was no couch potato. So how do the Bengays and the notion of an injury fit into all of this? Well, about 3 years ago, I decided to share my talents with our illustrious, team, and consulted with Coach Schwartz, AKA Blanche. First, there was the required batting practice in some industrial park. He asked if I ever played baseball. The nerve. However, he was very kind, and took things very seriously, true. Next, it was game day, my first. He and Alan have the philosophy of using everyone on the team, regardless of capability. I was sounding like a special needs case at this point. Okay, let her catch. I was called into action. They failed to mention that players on the opposing team were big guys and gals, and younger, swinging the bat big time. But I managed to stay out of harm's way. After the second game, Coach Schwartz takes me aside and says, "You need to learn how to throw the ball." I was crestfallen. He went on to say, "You can't play again until you can throw that ball back to the pitcher." This was a sad time for a femme jock like me. But I took my lumps, including 2 practice softballs home. That night when I got home, my right knee started clicking and clicking and clicking. That knee clicked for 4 months. At some point, it did stop. The following season, I manned my post at home plate and did a little better at getting the ball back to the pitcher. Seldom did I come to bat, since I was about 14th in the batting order. Here it comes. I was up to bat. I was ready. Smack, whack. It was a line drive that slipped by the shortstop. I ran towards first base after finally releasing the bat halfway down the first base line. I was thrown out. Coach Schwartz...
Bedside manner's great. Go.
Coach Schwartz said loudly for all to hear, "Is that running?" It looked like a fairy dance. Again, I was crestfallen. As a now senior femme jock, I was not doing the job, and my knee was speaking to me. Fortunately, it was the end of the season. To work through the pain and trying to re-jock myself, I bought an electric bike, which I rode with friends around Atlanta. All was well until I did a slow-mo slide in gravel, and my 50-pound e-bike landed on that knee, and I landed on my right ribs. Nothing broken, but it hurt like hell. A few months later, Jackie had me on a baton death march in Colorado, and the knee was not cooperating at all.
Click, click.
Even with hiking poles. Fast forward, finally. Thanks to my checkered Bengay experience, my DeKalb County sewer work, the gravel, and a bit of aging, the injury was beyond repair. Even 4 months of PT to rehab for the next Ben Gaze season did not help. My time had come. After Ben Gaze batting practice, catching, throwing, and running, plus clicking for 4 months, plus the bike accident, the table was set for, drumroll, a knee replacement. Completed 6 weeks ago. The moral of the story, keep swinging, tell Bob to be nicer, have good insurance, and hope that the Ben Gays continue to fill the bench with better qualified recruits. Amen.
Amen. There are many, many more stories like that that we will tell right now. So I hope you guys have a lot of time. Well, to all those who have been injured in the past, and to the certain people who will be injured in the future on our softball team, I wish you a refuah shlema. And now is the time, in a serious manner, for those who are thinking of folks that need for us to gather our thoughts and our voices. Say your names out loud for those people you're thinking of who are in need of healing. And those on Zoom, if you would, type them into the chat, and maybe we'll shout them out in the back. And I'm going to add the congregation's list of folks that we're thinking about. Anna Sheila Taylor, Marta Inez Castillejo, Tanya Eden, Lang Marsh, Sharon Miller, Jerry Falcone, Bobby, Hillary Bauer, Roseanne Glick, Ronnie Carlin, Loretta Noon, Bob Noon, Esther Myers, Aya Awatani Weinroth, Tracy Stern Cox, Richard Adler, Richard Cohen, Jenny Williams Cohen, Lois Birch, Bethany Budekant, Sharon Miller, Rosalie Levy, Pepe Lurie, Naya Brown, Mona Lisa Schultz, Linda Staples, Amy Kraft, Naomi Stauber, Carla Caraballo, Sarah Griscom, Margie Osharoff, Talia Bat-Yehudit, Jesse Drawn, Jamie Robertson, Annette Spiegel, Abraham Bochenek, Jeannie Heinzen, Bev Corfin, Linda Fishman, Nancy Gerber, Scott Gerber, Iris Bringard Nach, Shauna Bringard Bialik, Ann Schley, and Abby Drew. So let's sing together Misha Berach. This is a sing and response Misha Berach that you've heard. Hang on. Misha Berach Avotenu Kol HaChaim V'yimotenu Hu Yivarech V'yirafeh Im HaCholim El HaCholim El Narefanala 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 Mishebera Avotenu Kol HaChaim Yimotenu Yu Yivarei V'yirafeh El HaCholim El HaCholim El Narefanala 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 El Narefanala. So if we could ask honorary Ben Gaze member Paul Glickstein to come and join us in the front for the prayer for the end of hiding. Paul, please join us. Please join us. Please join us. Do you have the, you've got it, okay. Right there, yeah.
You all have a copy? Because they're out, but sometimes people walk right past them.
And if you don't, please listen with an open heart to Paul's words.
Yeah, and I can also report that our member, Barry Roseman, who has a visiting professorship at the University of Oklahoma in Norman, is reciting this prayer tonight at their Pride Shabbat. So our famous spreading, so. This is an important prayer in the history of our synagogue, for had it not been needed, CBH would probably not have come into existence. While most of our liturgy reflects the diversity and inclusivity of our community, this prayer connects us as nothing else can to the richness of our past and reminds us that in today's climate, we have not yet reached Eden. It is hard to know what to change and what to retain, but we do the best we can in balancing the needs of the present and the future with the integrity of the past. And it is a courageous thing to put ego aside and pray for the end of another's oppression. So to the degree that we each feel comfortable, and I always add here, and even if we feel uncomfortable, let us join our voices together in reciting the prayer for the end of hiding. As LGBTQ Jews, we are aware of the loss of integrity we suffer due to the pressures of the larger society. We often feel forced into a dishonest presentation of ourselves to ourselves and others, the LGBTQ individuals who feel they must pretend to be something that they are not, the Jews who feel they must be alienated from their tradition and community to win larger acceptance. Both are victims of a theft of identity and integrity committed by the sexual, gender-identifying, or religious majority. Creator of the universe, we ask that our hiding draw to an end, that we no longer feel we have to pretend, to promise falsely, to renounce ourselves, and that our fullest creative expression as Jews and as lesbian, gay, transgender, bisexual, and queer people be among the blessings you bestow upon us. Amen.
Amen. Okay. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Aleinu is on page 121. Please rise. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שנתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. And this is a part that we say kind of silently together until we get to the end. And we say, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד. ושמו echad. Please be seated. Our mourner's cottage is on page 131. For those of you who are in a time of ritual mourning, or if it's a yurtzeit of someone that you are thinking of, please share their names. For those on Zoom, please share those in the chat, and please share them now. And do we have some in the Zoom? May their memories be a blessing. And Richard. I'm sorry for your loss. So please join me. As everyone knows, it's our tradition at Yehi Shmei Rabbah, we all rise because we are We are a community. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba, v'amad yivrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala u'v'zman v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekurasha b'richu le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlem Rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru amen. You may be seated. I'd like to call forward an all-star in her own right as a designated announcement giver. Please welcome Marcy Alt.
I'm designated?
You are the DH, baby.
God, you guys are great.
Well,
It was such an entertaining. Was it entertaining? You can't hear me?
CBHers. The Zumbas.
Okay. So Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I am Marcy Alt. And I'm on the board. I really don't like this. I need it for the Zoom?
Yeah, but that's perfect. That's,
Okay, good.
You're just right.
Can you hear me now, Henry? Excellent. God forbid. So we have some pretty exciting things coming up, right? Pull out your cameras and go on a Shabbat photography hike tomorrow
Yeah.
at 9:30 a.m. at Clyde Shepherd Nature Preserve. Got it right this week, didn't we? Mark your calendars for bowling with the CBH Fun Committee. That is on Sunday, July 24th at 2 o'clock at Comet Lanes in Decatur. Now that sounds like fun.
It's a fun committee.
It's a fun committee.
Well, what else would
I
it
bet
be?
you're on it, aren't you?
I'm the worst member on it, but I'm on it.
Next weekend, we will not have services in person, nor will they be on Zoom. It is Shabbat at home. We'll return in person and stream services Friday, July 8th, with a summer travel Shabbat service led by Adina Langer and Ruben Holler at 7:30. Now, don't forget our regular offerings, right? Start your day with mindful moments at 8:45 a.m. on Zoom. End your day with a 15-minute minion. Saturdays through Thursday, and that's at 8 p.m. Where's it at? On Zoom. Very good. Join us for a lunchtime Torah study every Tuesday at noon. CBH chant leaders guide us on a virtual chanting session every second and fourth Monday. Greg?
First and third.
He's here today. When is it again? Please tell me.
First and third Monday of the month.
Okay, so please, chant leaders are going to guide us on a virtual chanting session on
The first and third Monday of the month.
First and third Monday of the month.
month.
It's got a rhythm to it.
Right? So thank you guys from the Ben Gays. You guys are absolutely, I'm telling you, it's so far my favorite service of the year. Really. They also are sponsoring the ONEG. Be sure to check your bet mail and the CBH website for the latest on all the upcoming programs. Remember to reserve your spot for any in-person event. What do you got to sign?
Breed Breut.
See, why do I even need to say it? Interested in lending a hand to CBH? We're currently looking for ONEG sponsors. Contact Abby at engagement@cbhatlanta.org if you would like to sponsor an upcoming ONEG. Brad, thank you.
Thank you,
It's such a
Marcial.
delight.
Absolutely. Hey, on page 133 is Adon Olam, and see if you can figure out this tune. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem koitzin ivra le'ed nasa b'cheptzo kol azay mele shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora והוא היה והוא יהיה בתפארה. והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשיל לו להכבירה. בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה. והוא אלי וחי גואלי, וסוחב לי בצרה. והוא ניסי ומנוס כלי מנקוסי ביום אקרא. ובידו אב כדרוכי, בעת תשען ויעירה. ואם רוחי גביעתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא. Shabbat Shalom and play ball! Hey guys, we're going to go outside and do Kiddush and Hamotzi. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.